What's up, guys? Wobbly Rick here. Partially confused, but working on it. If you're wondering why I'm not doing anything associated with, I guess, War Thunder? Well, not really War Thunder, but Resident Evil based. It's because, well, I'm not doing anything Resident Evil based. I went through all that trouble looking for the last Salazar freaking little Clockwork Castellanians or whatever. I went through all that trouble to unlock a knife that has infinite durability. You know, I was hoping it'd be something more interesting instead of the original knife from the original game. Or I guess the original knife from the original game technically would be that the knife with the snake on it is, I believe, the original blade. But it's a bit of a rocky road for me, for anyone wondering. I've been spending what was essentially the last hour or two editing or modifying, and I tried to make this tank blue to match the generalized skin color you see here on the tank from my logo to match up with this, and the color didn't exactly match. Instead, it ended up being this really weird sandy looking ugly color, and the color just doesn't modify or change from its nasty green look. So somewheres I messed up on color creation, or maybe I should have changed the template on the thing to complete white, which I should probably test it out anyways. So we're going to disable it. That's the original green color. We're going to go back out to here, go back out to Photoshop. No, none of you can see this because, well, let's be honest. Nobody's going to be able to see what I'm doing anyways. But I'm going to try to modify the color again. Except for this time, I need to go down to the channels, click onto the alpha. It's already all white. The red. But the blue is supposed to be blue. And I'm looking at the blue color. I put in the color blue, but it's not switching over to blue. So it's a bit disorientating. I'll click Control S, bluish copy, click OK. I can click over here, and then I can pretty much close it out. Then I can cut out the original, move it outside of the folder, click on the IPM1 test, remove the blue-ish or the word copy from it, then click ish, leaving ish by itself, then return back to the game, and then seeing what kind of disgusting disaster of a color did I just implement again. And the color still looks the same, just more vibrantly lighter color. So, this isn't exactly what I had pictured on doing. Believe me when I tell you that. I'm trying to modify the colors in order to adjust for color, shape, size, orientation, etc. So that way I can basically paint what I need. Or fill it out, basically. So I'm going to join an arcade battle knowing I'm going to make absolutely no silver lanes with this American tank lineup. American battle tanks are pretty much about as useful as, well, they're about as useful as a loaf of bread sitting in the sun. Not very useful unless you want to make toast out of them, which in that case, just shooting it right into the turret ring would pretty much knock out the entire crew. Either way, I got a video giving some information on what Wobbly's doing with this stuff. And Wobbly did this so that he can advertise his skin, but also advertise his channel content. Again, Sam and Max are on there from a game I've been playing recently. That's Wobbly's logo. I managed to get the Sam Max image to show up. However, some things that I tried to get to show up at the top of the turret are not going to show up, even with a few modifications. So I managed to save copies of some copies, so that way I didn't destroy the original copy. Still trying to figure out how to change the color of the camouflage of the vehicle, all in general, just the whole color altogether. But I managed to get this sandy brown color, and M1 Abrams tanks and IPM1s were painted this color at some point throughout their service life. So it's been this color before. I still want it to be the color I want it to be, which is the color of the sky from my template coloring right there on my image.
Enemy forces have captured that zone.
At 110% when I come around this corner, I'm going to get one shot, no matter what. So right there it said weapon was damaged, which means this person literally went straight through the gun mantlet.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
The target hasn't taken any damage.
Are you stupid, dude?
Attention to the designated grid zone. Thank you.
Oh well. I couldn't have relied on him anyways. Okay, well that's the end of that shit. I'm not gonna be playing around with that crap. Oh, time to look for another game because I'm not going to play around on a game where everybody's brain dead. You know, I tried playing top tier and it's just like, I went from 300k to 20,000, so you can tell how bad it's been happening since the event has been going on. There's literally no place for me in the game anywheres. Sure, I used to play the game a lot. Sure, I got about 155 plus days. And that's just like a description of how much is actually in use on time. For anyone wondering, that's not even a full amount of time I've actually spent on here. That's just a ballpark fraction for those of you who don't know me too well. But I've got quite a few thousand hours on here. Not a thousand, thousands of hours. And so far I gotta say, the game has evolved, but over time it evolved and slowly became a pumpkin. And when I say pumpkin, I mean not the good kind. So if you were hoping I meant the good kind of pumpkin, no, I don't. I mean the bad kind. It's when a game evolves to a point where it's unusable altogether. Look at that BS. Literally just one-shotted this garbage tank. Just straight up one-shotted the garbage IPM-1. It's no more advanced than its own counterparts and predecessors. that lag input. Wasn't even by my keyboard. Literally just the game in general. It says I got 140 ping.
We no longer have the advantage.
Well, you know, if this terrible ping continues, dude, I might as well just say I got McDonald's Wi-Fi. I don't got a problem with your house. I got a problem with your McDonald's Wi-Fi. Gaijin is now owned by Ubisoft. Really, dude? Again with that crap? Screw off. Talk about bull crap, dude. I'm always getting fucking lasered every fucking time. Goddamn lasered. I know I wasted my goddamn time putting it on this damn useless tank. But I guess it's because this stupid tank had the fattest skin and the largest amount of real estate available for an MBT. When I say fat, I'm talking about this freaking tank has the fattest skin room available. Besides German MBTs, but then again, their stuff is broken off into segments since most of their stuff on the generalized vehicle is broken down based upon add-on armor, like the Arrowhead armor, which can be knocked off. But unfortunately, even after the Arrowhead armor is completely erased, the game still acts like it's there, when it clearly isn't. Well, I'm back. I've scheduled some content to explain why I'm modifying skins and doing whatever. But, here we go. So I'm creating the skin or whatever to hold my logo. I've also added Sam and Max to it because, well, I've been playing the games lately, so why not? Again, I don't know why I added it to this tank other than the fact that this tank was supposed to be a test template anyways. All all Abrams variations are all just one-hit KOs. They have no survival ratio. I don't even carry fat amounts of ammo and somehow the tank still explodes in one hit. Or it tells me my crew is knocked out in one shot. So, you know. There we go. Wobbly's now messing around with skin creation. So there's a video on it based on the 2 o'clock. Wow, this little BMP-2M model sure does have a lot of courage. But there was no way in HE double hockey sticks it was going to survive that T-Rums model. Okay, thanks for getting off my lawn, boy. Like, you're not getting away with my car. We now tune you into, you're not getting away with my car. Trust me, this M1 Abrams, no matter what variation you have, you can have the Septusk version 2.0. The only thing that's happening with that vehicle is you're getting slapped around. Okay, that's just a lucky shot. There's no way in crap in hell I'm gonna get another lucky shot off. If you ask me why I'm so negative about the armored unit, it's probably because of the amount of times I've had the turret fly off. Figure of speech, by the way. However, they do fly off on Abrams tanks. If it's got enough gunpowder in it, any tank can fly off its turret ring. Or completely blow out and then look like that horrifying picture of what happens when a KV-2 shoots a Panther tank. I'm also going to become a little more dedicated to MMAX, so gotta put in more effort with it. Wow, this tank has a terrible depression angle. Let me look at those negatives. Wow, -10, but where's the -10 without exposing the whole head? I could expose just a little bit and have the whole thing explode in my face. Like just that much right there. I do keep in mind this whole skin editing procedure process and everything with my logo and the Salmon Max thing included on there. It's just a test template. I don't like ragging on the M1 series of tanks, but unfortunately their turrets are just one-hit wonders. And I'm not talking about they're the ones doing the one-hit wonders. I'm talking about they are the one-hit wonder for the enemy team. So every time they see an M1 tank, they just aim right for the gun barrel area or just above the driver's cupola, knocking out every person in the tank with one shot. Doesn't matter if your tank has max stats survivability, they just won't last. That's just from personal experience, they just won't last. Wow, this is the worst possible helicopter they could have given me.
Most of the zones are under
I'm
control.
better off crashing into the floor below.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
I'd say about 20 bucks. One of those is the Bagel Panzer 57 or one of those Russian 57mm autoloader cannons. Look at that. It's a BMP-2M model. I won't be making it too close to them. Oh, I was right. It's a 2S38. Look at that. Goddamn waste of time. Never was going to make it onto the battlefield. Almost had him. Give me that. Boop.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Boop. Hold on, I know he's aiming at me. There we go. Sucks, right? Kinda does. The only reason I got that kill is because I used heat rounds instead of this armor-piercing stuff. Oops, I covered up the entire load though, including all the other stuff. Look at that. I got the MI-28 and yeah, there was no way I was going to survive that. Well, there you go. Wobbly's channel. I know I'm playing War Thunder, which is probably nothing nobody wants to watch. This is pretty much what Wobbly has, and this is what Wobbly does. Well, when you really boil it down, this thing's physical armor plating is actually grotesquely garbage. It explains a lot why you die a lot whenever you have these horrible vehicles. Even if this is a simulation game. Ugh. Got 30mm plate added right there, and divided by 30, making 60. Essentially right here, 60. It says 62. I don't know if it's counting the non-existent air. 12.7 under tray. By the way, if you work for the Marines or the Navy or any other armored division unit that actually messes around with the M1 Abrams, you're required to lie about neither one has been blown up in combat, but the reality is, yeah, a lot of them have gone to waste, and a lot of them were highly unethical for war use. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mess around with the other vehicles, so we're going to leave it right there, and I'm going to mess around with the other vehicles. So, for anyone wondering, what is Wobbly going to do next? Well, Wobbly's going to create another set of new vehicles. So, we're going to go ahead and here, we're going to go into folder, we're going to call this the Lav AD. Also known as the Aircraft Destroyer. The LAV-AD, Aircraft Destroyer, jerry can, the body, the gun, the roll bag, which I never heard of that, turret, camo, modern green. I think I'm going to change the camo and just make it one big fat Wobbly if I wanted to. But before I do that, I'm going to resize my Wobbly image and just plaster it all over the body to see what happens. So Wobbly's going to change the skin, the alpha skin as they call it, is going to be completely erased. Boop. Then we're going to go down to the layers, click on here, go over here. Wobbly's going to go ahead and grab what he needs. Okay, it's like the high definition variation of what I'm doing is going to be uploaded at 2. It's only a 2-minute video. Sorry for anybody hoping that it would be larger than that. But yeah. Okay, now we're going to click copy. We're going to rotate my image to accommodate for it. And I want it to be massive. like ridiculous massive. So I want it to be large enough to completely swallow, I guess, an entirety of a portion of the vehicle. So I need it to be big enough to completely eat a portion of the whole tank. So I guess there we go. Now we're going to grab the magic wand tool. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click inverse. Click under alpha. Grab the magic paint bucket tool. I'm going to paint it white or whatever. Click right here. And yeah, if I need to redo it again, I'll just redo it again. So we're going to click yes, replace, click OK. Then we're going to click over here. Click that. Go back to War Thunder. Click back on the Lav AD. Click under Customization. Lav AD Destroyer. And there we go. Wobbly put his entire Wobbly on top of the armored vehicle. Of course, half of Wobbly's face is missing. I still need to edit that. Completely forgot to remove all the sample text. So, right back into the Lav AD body. Is it body? No, I don't need to open up the body. What I need to do is click X, Lav AD gun. I need to remove all the sample text from it. So I need to go over here into alpha, completely erase all the sample text. Lav AD gun, click save, place it, click yes, click the X, click no, that would be the gun. The turret now needs to be changed entirely, so I gotta open it back again, change the generalized stuff, so back to the alpha layer, remove the sample text, click right there, turret copy, save the turret altogether. Okay, not gonna save that. Jerry can. So I need to change all the jerry can. Technically, all the additives on the outside are considered the jerry can, apparently. So click clear here. Yes, click OK. Click X right here. Click no. Roll bag, meaning sandbags or other equipment that was added to it. If you open the sandbags will protect you from modernized ammunition. They only have their place, so it's rather limited. If you wet down a sandbag, well, I'll tell you this. It'll be limited in use and function. If you're hoping it'll protect you from bullets, it's pretty much limited. Again, it's not an invincible tactic. And we'll try to change the modern, ugly, baby barf, disgusting vomit camo. And we'll try to change it to a slapped on blue color. So I'm going to go over here, click. I guess it's going to fill it out and be all white, or I guess I just erased it all. Okay, I need to grab the paint bucket tool, paint it blue, click under the alpha, click the eraser, completely erase it all, the alpha. Then we're going to go to the paint bucket tool, and I'm going to paint it blue, and see how that turns out. And we're going to save it as a copy. Go over here, click the X, click close, so we got modern green, copy, etc. Let's see, go up one folder, cut, LAVAD color, I'm just going to put that right there. Okay, go over here, maximize that. Then try to click here. Oh, well, look at that. I actually managed to do it right. I didn't get the color correct, but I managed to paint it the color I wanted it. To some extent. Okay. Go ahead and go back to that, since I figured out how to do it all together now. And I could probably change the coloring on that too. Okay. And my wobbly's color entirely is separated from this, so maximize this, grab the color right here, paint bucket tool, and fill it in to be, there we go, that would be the correct color. And yeah. We'll just click save, yes, replace, click OK, click the X, click there, click here, click back on the Lav AD, check the color template again. Somewhat close, but I got it to the color I wanted it to be. I'll keep it like that. I really don't want to mess with it anymore. Now we're gonna go back over here, move up one folder, go into the test, open up the blue-ish color, and try to revise it again. So that way the color is associated with the color that I'm trying to make it. Click it here, click under the alpha color, and click it there as well under the alpha color to make it as such. Then click that. Blue-ish, click replace it, click the yes, click OK, minimize. Oh yeah, that's right. Click the X right there, click over here, customizations, click IBM1, disabled, refresh the system, TM1 test. It appears it is still that disgusting color. Initializing panels, etc., etc. Alpha color. Let's go back into the eraser. Click erase, then click here, then click over here, paint bucket, try to fill it in to the color it's supposed to be on the alpha color. Over here, need to, there, that's actually pretty perfect. Okay, so the alpha color has been colored. Hopefully that this will work. Don't need to save it, I already overwritten the original test bed folder. No, it doesn't look like it wants to do its job, so disabled. Back there, here, bluish color. Reopen it back up. The alpha layer again. Erase. Erase the color. Then paint bucket tool. No idea why it's got to be like that. I'm going to save it under 32 bits. Save it under 16 or whatever. Okay. Okay, let me save the damn thing, you moron. It's not that, for fuck's sake. Screw off. I don't care, dude. Screw off. No, I gotta reopen it again because apparently the game wants to be stupid with me. reopen the initial colors, go to this, completely erase it, erase the entirety of the alpha color, click over here, go over here. No, I'm on the wrong template section. Go back over here, erase the alpha colors input, then go over here, click that color, and click under the alpha color. I need to paint that white, I think. I'm not entirely sure how I did it. Originally, yes, yes, etc. Blah, blah, blah. I believe that's how I got it to be colored that way. Okay. Oh no, I haven't unlocked the F-14. In fact, I have 0 advanced fighter jets other than the MiG-21 and the F-5. And it's still that ugly green color. Really, man, this game will do it for this vehicle. I managed to change the Lav AD's color, but it's not going to do it for the IPM one. It's like, come on, dude. Maybe I need to use the magic wand. Says no pictures are selected. Let's see. I'm trying to get this to change colors, but it doesn't want to change colors for this vehicle in any way or form. I don't know why, but it doesn't want to. Well, if you want to own the F-14, go ahead. I think you're better off with the F-16, but you know, it should work out. Never forget to keep chasing after your dreams if you want to go for the F-14. I was originally trying to get there, but I eventually gave up whenever it stopped working out. I can literally show you my progress so far with the game. So far I have everything up to this point. Helicopters are lackluster in the American tech tree. Airplanes, even worse. I had close to 300,000 silver lions earlier today, but as you can see I'm at 22,743. And I've pretty much been losing since I started playing again. I lost 600,000 when the event started. It was like $600,000 in pretty much losses, and it just kept falling. Try playing other, like I legit tried playing other teams or other units of the military inside of War Thunder, but it just kept getting worse. So that's pretty much what it is. Well, dude, I've been grinding. The only problem is it just keeps getting worse. I'm getting absolutely nowheres. And I'm over here trying to edit a skin for War Thunder and trying to change the paint on this tank, but it seems to be pretty much one adjacent color, and the color patterns are not matching up. So I'm having trouble changing the camouflage color patterns and everything. As I click save, it only supports up to 16 bits or whatever, so I need to click that, click here, try to run a quick test drive or something. Here's a skin. I don't know, I might have to go in there. Well, if you play on a console, good for you. I play on the computer and it's sort of a nightmare for me. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm getting blown up more by console players than I am getting blown up by, well, computer players. This is currently what I've done to this M1. That's Salmon Max. I've also put my channel logo on board. That's real nice. The only thing I have for that lineup would probably only be the only premium aircraft I ever got in the event, which is right here. This is it. This is the only premium aircraft I have, and I got just about all the modifications. I'm still missing a few. And even then, I don't think the negative results I get from it, because the amount it costs to repair, period, is rather expensive in realistic battles. And that's kind of how I lost most of my money. I also ended up with this one. I forgot where that came from, to be honest. I got that from a random drop, random box drop. The XF5F. And there's another vehicle in here somewhere. I think that's on the side. Can't really remember. So far, I really haven't done anything with the water fleet, but helicopters and aviation and army are pretty good for right now. On the German tech tree, after several years of some issue happening with this particular tech tree, there was like some kind of issue with the server. And every time I progressed in the German tech tree, the data would never get saved. And all the tech tree for data on Germany would always end up right back here at this finite line. And after a year or two, the data was actually saving. So it didn't exactly progress me further. As for all of Russia, I have pretty much about everything. I don't care about the Panstrier because it's sort of a useless vehicle. It's like the fatter relative of the Tunguska, which is irrelevant because you can't hide a massive truck. If you're wondering how long I grinded the American tech tree for, I gotta say it's been less than 10 days or less than 15 days. I can't remember how many days I spent in the American tech tree, but I had premium, so I really couldn't exactly calculate the amount that I was spending on there. I think I spent maybe 300 hours tops with the American tech tree, with boosters and premium account included. I'm talking about boosters out the wazoo, and then eventually I was doing the, tank assault for a while in the American tech tree because there was like a point in time where it didn't matter what I did with the American tech tree altogether. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a point in time where I played with the American tech tree and it was just a nightmare. And I believe it was right around this point. The M6A1 was my go-to tank for pretty much everything. It took me almost a month to spade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one only took about a day, but it took me about a month to spade all of that. The M6A1 is my primary for that particular BR. I will never touch the 76 Jumbo or this one. I'll never touch this one, never would touch any of these because these tanks, they have their tactical and advantages, but they're just absolute trash for their BR. I'm not going to lie to you, it's just what it is. The M36 Jackson is an alright tank, but you're better off staying a very far distance away from everybody with that tank in your possession. Now you see this one right here. This one is the 76W Jumbo. I had a terrible time with this armored unit. The M41A1, it was really good. So it wasn't that bad. It was just decent. It took some getting used to, on using, but it was pretty decent, and the APDS shot was more reliable. I had a lot of fun with the M56 because you can sneak up on a lot of people with that thing and just shoot them once or twice and you're done. The T92, it's a reliably fun tank, very low. It sits very low to the ground. If you compare the size of this vehicle to the M1 Abrams, you'd be sitting, I think, a little under or a little over the chassis on height. So you're pretty much very concealed in T92. My top go-to tank was this one for some time, but I don't think I unlocked any camouflages for it. But I have 130 total solid kills with this vehicle in the American Tech Tree lineup. If I look at my stats or whatever for that particular service record for that battle tank or something like that, my top tank right now with 148 kills is the XM803. It was another go-to vehicle. My M551 Sheridan, 127 kills. The M163, 101 kills, and most of them weren't even aircraft if I wasn't mistaken. Ground targets. Air targets. I think this is from the air target destruction was, I believe, from what's that thing called? Tank assault. So they don't exactly count. 101 victories, battles. Because all of my air targets destroyed with this vehicle, I have a total of only 112 air target destructions, but everything from air targets destroyed, I think, are just tank assault, the remainder. I have a total of 58 actual vehicle kills with this thing. The MBT-70 is another one. T-95, total victories. I only have 52 victories with this one. The amount of deaths I've experienced with it was rather high. Most SL I've ever made was this much. So my vehicles are rated based on the amount of SL they're making. And it's basically what it is, but other than that, not too much silver lines were made. Some of them have made thousands, some have made millions, but I've had quite a bit of silver lines made, well, quite a few of them. Generally to speak, it's sort of more of confusing factors. The F5A only won 35 games, a total of 86 battles. Battle victory ratio was a little over 50%. The amount of respawns I did with that vehicle to grind to get to where it's at is 102. That's, it says 88 deaths, but I know it's more than that because the counter isn't exactly entirely correct. The amount of aircraft destroyed with the F5A 41, that's incorrect. I know it's 30 because I actually kept track and wrote it down on paper. The amount of ground targets destroyed, meaning NPC-based ground targets, is actually accurate. Well, where is it? Service record, America. For the USSR, my highest ranking vehicle, in amount of tank kills at 10.0 and 11.0 KOs, this would be my highest vehicle. With 190 victories, 311 deaths, 77 air target destructions, 248, about 1.49 million exact, in silver lines. So that's the breakdown of it. The KV2, I've brought it into top tier, and I've pretty much destroyed the competition. Enough about, well, craptastic player card function. This is everything I have here for that. This is everything I grinded up to when it came to helicopters. I have the Mi-24D original premium when it first came out for helicopters, and then I also have the KA-50 Black Shark, which I got on a discount. Okay, enjoy your time, whatever it is you're going to do. I'm not going to make you watch me. It's up to you how you want to deal with whatever it is you're doing in life. Now, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, when it comes to grinding for events in this game, it was a catastrophic nightmare for me. After the T-72 M2 Moderna disaster, which I believe was a crafting event or something like that, I can't remember, it was a nightmare. but it was just bad. The server, and I guess the server connection timed out, or the game crashed, or I think both, now that I think about it. But I ended up getting screwed out of this nice prize right here. Couldn't even claim it. Worst day of my life. As for this one, this is a premium tank. If you want to have this in your lineup, if you want to play the Russian tech tree, I recommend the 2S38, mostly because it's a premium autoloader with a fast reloading speed. Of course, all 3 crew members are lined up in front, but because it's a premium vehicle, you'll have immediate access to 3BM22 at 225mm of armor penetration with 151, which is the original ammunition found in the standardized ZSU 53. You got 48 of these high explosive variable timed fused shells, which pretty much detonate on impact. You can use numerous things with this particular tank, so if you're going to use this tank for any bladed purposes, like general combat roles in the game, I would recommend this tank as a purchase. And yeah, there you go. Looks like my audio apparently reset again. If you press the Y key, you can do radar search and you can lock on to radar targets. Then I can switch over to number 2. And just like that, the target was shot down. And you could use this armored unit for an SPA ace job, and probably have a better chance of hitting your air targets, for anyone who's wondering. Now, if you're wondering why I'm telling you this, is because this vehicle right here, the 2S38, although it's 9,000 or so Golden Eagles, close to 10,000, this vehicle is genuinely worth the amount of money you're spending to get the amount of firepower you're putting in or getting out of it, for anyone wondering that. It also comes with thermal sights, the ability to do numerous things. It can penetrate almost most modernized armor. And if you think that it can't go through a modern MBT, this thing can turn a modern MBT into Swiss cheese in close quarters and far away. So you can turn anything pretty much gone. Like that's that. That's a Chieftain Mark X, which is considered an English MBT system. This thing relatively reloads fast for its general size, its speed, and this is realistic battles for anyone wondering. So if you're going to start the game, investing a little bit of money into this armored unit might actually pay off pretty well for you. Pros about this vehicle is fast movement, thermal sights, the ability to shoot down aerial vehicles from any distance, regardless of distance traveled, and you can pretty much dig holes for yourself if you want to freaking dig holes. So, here you go. And you can dig holes to this little armored unit. Now, right now I have the graphics turned down pretty low because my computer likes to generate heat like crazy. But that's mostly because I have a very large GPU in an enclosed space. And the GPU was invented like in, I think, 2013 or post-2014. And all it was a resoldering of RAM chips replacement. And just like this, just turn the tank around, and boop. There you go, it's like instant cover. Just keep in mind that the game doesn't know how to react with the loose soil that is used to create what they call digging your own grave. Because it's loose soil, it really won't protect you from anything. However, the loose soil does provide you some ample protection of cover and concealment. But it will not protect you from the real ammunition in the real world. Now, the pre-auto-loaded ammunition belt that's loaded on this 57mm gun is approximately 20 rounds preloaded. Once you expenditure the entire belt, meaning the entire reserve ammunition, because 20 plus 1, once you pretty much expenditure the entire load, there's really no point in trying to do anything else. Oops, so I got myself stuck. I guess I wasn't going fast enough. Other than that, if I click right here, do an instant reading, and just like that, I turned one of the top tiered M1 Abrams into a Swiss cheese factory. So if you're wondering how that happened, I pretty much just shot at it. This vehicle is pretty good at good distances. You don't need too much armor penetration in order to take out a modern vehicle. And you can take out any M1 series with this particular tank. Doesn't matter the BR, doesn't matter if it's a set tusk version. The M1 A1HC model is essentially an M1A2 before it was an M1A2. The HC model also comes with a shovel attachment, and the large plow provides some protection, but only for the driver's compartment. You can still technically shoot over the driver's compartment like I showed you just a few moments ago, simply by doing this. And just like that, you just broke the turret ring. You just injured the gunner. And then you just hover over here. And the big boy's been pacified. Just like that, you pretty much blew them up. You didn't have to really waste too much ammo, you still have a large pool in reserve. This tank is very useful if you want to make Swiss cheese out of modern MBTs. How much damage does that do? Let me let it reload. Do that. Shoot out this thing with high explosiveness. Other than that, that's pretty much what it is. So if you want to invest, well, this is a tank I recommend you invest in. It's 9,090 Golden Eagles currently. You could also grab this one. I think this one's like 50 bucks or $60. I can't really remember. I'll just click over here and to the online store or whatever. I don't think it'll capture the online store, but I'm sure it'll capture something. Yeah, $60. So yeah, T72 AV is currently going on sale for 60 American dollars. So the AV, known as the Terms T model, it comes with decent ERA package. If you look at the ERA package, it's contact 1. It doesn't really offer too much kinetic energy munitional protection, but the armor beneath it does offer some protection. I've had a lot of trouble actually taking out this vehicle. This T72 T-Roms model at 10.0 flat comes with thermals and everything. It's a premium T72. It comes with good armor in general, good dimensions, lackluster reverse gear for anyone wondering, because your reverse gear is limited to 3 miles an hour. You get a decent amount of horsepower. This is a basically revolver chamber autoloader, so it works like a revolver. So it's a revolving chamber known as a carousel loader. by Americans, they call it a carousel loader, but in reality it's just like reloading your revolver. This one right here, if you want to grind for a decent vehicle like this one, this is another armored unit type vehicle. This is an anti-personnel automatic, grenade launcher. It's great if you want to shred away ERA. It's 5,839 Golden Eagles for me, since I've got quite a bit of the progress completed. It comes with tandem warheads and what apparently is a TV guided missile, which I have no idea how that works. But it's a beam riding missile and is capable of locking on air targets. It comes with APDS and one high explosive round, so it'll fire off 4 APDS and a single high explosive round at the end, or you can switch it out for the 30mm armor piercing fin stabilized discarding sabot. And that ammunition gives you 102mm armor penetration. Reliable if you want to take out an armored unit in quick succession. However, I think the ammunition is limited to a pool of only 250. So, pretty much that's about it. And this isn't a premium vehicle, this is a squadron vehicle. All squadron vehicles you must grind in order to get all their attachments, parts, and equipment items. If you don't feel like jumping all the way to 10.0 by grabbing the 2 S-38 or the T-72 T-Rounds package, you can go for 8.3, which is sort of middle ground for people who want to learn top tier. This one has external composite armor. Instead of the armor being actually placed in the vehicle, it's on the outside of the vehicle. And this right here is the entire armor package. So this T-55 AM1 carries the armor package. Now, there is a non-premium version of the T-55 AM1, and I will show that to you in just a moment for anyone wondering. The non-premium package, which was the hard-to-kill system for the T-55, which makes you practically immune to tandem warhead charges and pretty much every other variation, is this one. This is the hard-to-kill system. This provides you active protection. And I think I already went through the process of getting it all starred out or something like that. Due to revisions in the game, the revisions have allowed people to do whatever it is they wanted to do with it. The active protection system has 2 active protection projectiles per launcher. So there's a total of 4 launchers. You got 2, 4, 6, 8. And just like that, you are protected. Turn it to the side slightly. Still protected. Turn it to the side slightly. And you are protected. And you're protected. Just like that. Now take a look at the active protection system. You see a total of 4 have been expended out of 4, so you get 8 shots of this. But you need to remember how many are still inside the tubes when using the active protection system. You can go to any spawn point, or, well, not really spawn point, you can go to any location. Any location on the map that's a capture point, and you can reload these protection systems, but you have to stay parked there for a little while. It takes about a minute or so to reload the active protection system. So, if you're in realistic battles, reloading your active protection system is very helpful. It only has night vision access, there's no thermals, but you do have access to a light to help you see in the night, to basically help you see for night ops. But it's better that you don't turn on the lights on this vehicle because it makes it a lot easier to see you at night. This is the free version of the upgraded T-55 AM1 series. So this is like free, no real money required, just in-game money. However, this version kinda outdoes the T-55 AM1, mostly because of the active protection system. It still has the protective armor block, which you can see located right there, where the lights and those little pedestal looking things are at. And it still has the block on it for protection, which protects the crew to some extent. However, in exchange for the armor downgrade and removal of the composite armor polymer blocks, you've exchanged the composite armor polymer blocks for a hard-to-kill system on a very useful tank. So this one right here contains a hard-to-kill system. There are other variations of MBTs with hard-to-kill systems or laser guidance disruption units on them, which help interfere with infrared tracking or laser tracking on lots of vehicles. It still has the composite block from the exterior on this vehicle still attached on the non-premium Z55. And the premium variation has no hard-to-kill protection system, but does come with a smoke launcher system, does come with a 3BK17M modified and a ATGM 335 on its armor piercing and stabilized ammunition. If you look at the AMD1 variation of it, 335, 3BK17M, and the same missile system, just with a hard-to-kill system included. If you like heavy tanks and you like playing around with them, the T10M can compete with modernized MBTs in armor penetration. That's 408, and that's 400. The 3BM11 is a very powerful shell, and if I go over to Germany and I take a look at the German Leopard 1, you look at the ammunition on it, 350, you got 408, it's 400 heat on there. Then you take a look at the Leopard A1A1, the DM23's got 337, and then you look at its variation of its upgraded version, which is the final upgrade package, the DM33. The T10M does not reload as fast as the Leopard 1A5 model variation, but it has the same penetration power as the DM33. So although you won't have the reloading speed of literally 8.7 seconds, at least you know that with the T10M, you have the same firepower and armor penetration at 8.0. Even though your reload is going to be about 16.5 seconds, I think is the maximum you'll get out of it, if I'm not mistaken. And that's if you pay for the whole premium thingy. I have it somewhere in my lineup. Just can't remember where. Oh, I guess I removed it from the lineup in order to make ample room. But here it is. T10M right now I have it at 17.2 seconds on reload. Its reverse gear is not lackluster, it's 6.5 miles an hour. It's enough to pull out of any ridiculous situation. But if you're in close quarters, don't expect to outrun nobody. Because, you know, you basically dug your own grave. Going CQB. Has a BR 472 at 295, 408, 404. That's at 100 meters. The most you'll lose on armor penetration at 1,000 meters, which is 1 kilometer, is 362 millimeters of armor pen. That compared of the German Leopard tank unit lineup, which you'll look at, compared to the German Leopard tank lineup at the 1A5 series, which offers the exact same penetration values, except for at 1,000 meters, this one does 389. You'll have essentially about 24 less at 1,000 meters in armor penetration with the T10M. Every now and then I do take this thing out for a spin because it's ridiculously, well, it's ridiculous, period. For a vehicle of this size and a -4 gun depression, for it to boast that much punching power, and it's not even 120 millimeters on a gun, it kind of makes some players wonder why they don't use it. If you're looking for something to lob heat rounds at people, this is I guess the best tank I could say. 250 millimeter high explosive anti-tank, 166 on pen. The 30 F25 round can be found in other variations of tanks, including a few others. The variable timed fuse shells. I've tried using it to shoot down airplanes. It does not help, because the projectile is too massive and heavy to really keep itself in the air. But it doesn't have enough firepower to one-shot a modern MBT. If you click under protection analysis, then you go down to, I think it's VI. Is it VI? No, it might be V. Where is it? Is it even lower than V? Let me see. Yeah, it's IV. It's literally on level IV. And even though this thing is an IV rank tank with a BTR ZD, you look at this one, and just one shot right here, and you kind of just annihilated the entire cabin. So you don't necessarily need to have the most advanced tank, you just need enough firepower behind it. Okay. Let's get back to playing on the American Tech Tree and see how Wobbly does. I got 14 hours left on this booster for 20%. Hold on, gonna sneeze. Okay. I'm done sneezing. Or look for a game or whatever. Oh, okay, it's arcade battles. I thought it was some kind of ridiculous mode. It's a bit rough whenever I play War Thunder because, again, after losing out on the T72M2, I stopped playing for quite a while. And I was just playing Wobbly Life and a few other games, Gary's Mod. And I was doing it offline, so I completely forgot to upload what was essentially 460 hours of footage, and well, the hard drive I have it all on is broken, so I can't communicate with the hard drive because it broke right from the bridge where you connect it to. I'm gonna take my IPM one. I tried fiddling around with the M1 Abrams to do a little bit of skin adjustments for colors and stuff like that. I appreciate anybody who watches. I want to add more to this tank, but because of the contours and dimensions of the vehicle, it's going to be a little hard to directly modify it, and I want the color to be a little different. But the color seems to be one of the most irritating parts about this vehicle, is that the color doesn't change. Okay, I need to go down to my controls. Need to go down to my sight distance control and click there. I see somebody went with the T26 so they couldn't be seen.
Attention to the designated grid square.
They were kind of better off with the T60 light tank. At least a machine gun on it is enough to take out the engine blocks of some armored units or break the transmission and set them on fire. Way to go, genius.
Need cover.
Switching over to thermals to make sure that I can see whoever's hiding in the grass.
Attack DC point.
Lots of people like to hide in random places.
Somebody cover me.
Oh, looks like we're getting circled. Can I turn around or I'll turn into dog meat? Looks like it took out their gunner. Now for the driver. Oh, I'm surprised I'm actually doing alright now. Normally, I'm terrible.
Repairing. Attention to the map.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I got shot.
Attention to the map. Attention to the designated grid zone. Oh, thanks. Attention to the designated grid square. Attention to the map.
That was close though.
Attention to the map. Attention to the map.
And just like that, instant killed. Doesn't matter about the plates that are on the vehicle or nothing. And now I got my wobbly tank. Because on wobbly rig, it only makes sense to have the wobbly tank.
It serves him right. We're controlling most of the zones.
I don't know what I was expecting doing that.
Thanks.
We're winning.
Well, they sure were waiting for him. Wobbly's gonna leave the content to the way it should be. Silent.
Thanks.
Man, this game simps for other players real hard.
Thanks.
Wow, that was just annoying. Are you kidding me? What was the point in showing me the plane was over there for? Look at that crap. This game is utter trash and garbage all wrapped in one, dude. Well, that ruined it. I'm gonna go eat something. And I'll come back with something less shitty than that. War Thunder should go out back and take a gun and shoot itself because goddamn, dude. That's just annoying.